we respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tăng thính, ý thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giáo đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Thọ Sư Chế Đô Ye La Hơ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Già Đa Gia A La Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one true and actual doctrines. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu, wo jin jian wen de shou chi, yuan jie ru lai zheng shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Sutra, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good known advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、智者大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位上智sư Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa trí giả đại sư, thượng tiên hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 6th of September 2025. We're here to discuss the Vimalakirti Sutra. We're on slide 416. Thank you for joining us. It's talking about the background is that this is the very beginning of the Vimalakirti Sutra, where we have the Buddha receiving the offerings of the 500 elders' sons of their canopies. Each of this elder son brought a canopy of the 7 jewels. They're priceless, and they offered to the Buddha, and the Buddha used his spiritual penetrations to merge all 500 canopies into one gigantic one, covering the entire galaxy, the entire world. And on the canopy, you see reflections, images of the other worlds and Buddhas in the other worlds teaching their people, their living beings. And because of that, the elder son representative, Baoji, or accumulation of treasures, he uttered these verses to sing praises of the Buddha. And what's interesting is about the fact that these lay people, even though he's a lay person, but he's able to have the kind of insights that even left-home people would not have, including many bodhisattvas. Therefore, first lesson here is that you never know. Keep your eyes open. You could be learning from lay people as well as left-home people. In particular, left-home people should not feel they're better and they're superior to lay people. Okay? Number two, as a matter of protocol, it sounds kind of Buddhist, but these lay people, when they saw the Buddhas, they made offerings to him right away. First, they bowed to him. That's the primary form of offering for most of us. We bow to offer our respect, our deference, our admiration. And then they make an offering of something, and they chose to make an offering of a canopies. One sort of wonders, why is it these people do it? Is it someone who sort of reminded them to make offerings, or did they do it automatically? And the answer is it's automatic. When they heard of the Buddha coming and they have a chance to go draw near the Buddha, they came and offered him $1 million for the opening ceremony. Excuse me, I forgot. That's old news when these people don't know. Okay. Anyway, it's not for you. It's worldly Dharma. Yes, 9. I think I triggered something here.
Thank you, Master. I mean, keep in context that Elation paid Kawhi Leonard $48 million to do literally nothing. So I think we could offer the Buddha much, much more.
Yes, so true. Anyway, so going back to our reality, they offer him, they immediately made offerings of priceless things that they feel are still not worthy of the Buddha. Think about it. So you see they offer him the best of what they have, right? And it's automatic. No one had to remind them. It's not like the elders reminded their sons that you have a chance to see the Buddha, so go make an offering. Okay? No, it's automatic. Why is that? Whereas I have to remind you, there's donation boxes behind you. And you still ignore it. You say, oh, Master jokes too much. No, I mean it. But anyway, yeah, too. Why is that?
They have done it many times before.
They have done it many times before. Yes, what else? You have to get started sometimes. And then you like it. Thank you. And what else? Why? Yes, 1. It's so basic, and yet it's so beautiful. Yes, 1.
Because they benefit from the Dharma of the Buddha teachings.
They got the benefit of Buddha's teaching. Master Z is always practical. I'm going to get something out of it, so I'm going to make you an offering. Fair enough. Thank you, Master Z. Anyone else? Yes, 2.
It makes them happy.
Makes them happy. Absolutely. This woman is practical. You learn from her. 2 hair colors. It reminds you, she's been around. It makes them happy to make an offering to the Buddhas. Try that sometimes. Anyone else? Something deeper. A lot deeper. Kind of interesting. Yes, 2.
Maybe because they got something from Buddha before, so they're paying back.
Got something from Buddhas before. Very practical Chinese person. Yes, DTT.
부처님에 대한 감사함과 존경의 마음이 있었기 때문이라고 생각합니다.
Excellent. Okay.
Because they were very grateful towards the Buddha.
See,
and
I know it.
many respect towards the Buddha.
Oh, yes. Yes, 3.
To let go of attachments.
Let go of attachments. Okay. Yes, 1. Second trial, second chance.
So maybe they can feel that their offering to the Buddha will be benefit the whole Dharma assembly and more.
Even whole Dharma assembly, very generous. It doesn't sound very, you really believe it at all. Anyone else? Huh? Yeah, 6.
신심이 있기 때문입니다.
Because they are very sincere.
Because very sincere. Yes, absolutely. All those reasons. Okay? Here's what happens. How did he become Shakyamuni Buddha? Yes, 2.
He made vows.
Made vows? Because he received offerings from all of us before. That's why it's natural for us to come when every time we see him, we say, I want to make an offering to you. It's automatic from us. It's the first time you have to think about it. This is, I'm addressing all of you. If you're thinking when I talk about donation box, you say, I don't know, Master jokes too much. No, I meant it. Got that? Okay? That's what we do. We've been doing it to Shakyamuni Buddha, therefore it's natural for us. This is why the moment we see him, what do we feel like? Bowing to him, naturally, because we did it before. Yes, 3.
This is from YouTube, from Diego Alfonso. Emitofuo Master, I can speak what I feel when I offer something to the Sangha. When I see the Sangha, they inspire me, and it fills my heart with joy when I'm able to make offerings.
Bueno. Yes, 9.
Thank you, Master. So during the Emperor Liang, I noticed that we offer to Buddhas every day. Is that the same reason? This time it was a sutra, incense, flower, and it was more offerings.
Yes, that's part of the training. This is why we've been doing it time after time after time. And eventually becomes habits. And so the way it works is once you see a Buddha, we look at a Buddha, we feel like making offerings right away. It's natural for us. Okay? Habit energy, you will. So we go way back. As compared to others who are not in the habit of doing that, because they're a bit further away from a Dharma. And that's a proof to you that even Buddha knows that you're further away. Buddha does not discriminate. Because those of you who feel like making an offering, making vows and so forth, offering of flowers and incense and so forth, is because you've been doing it for so often, for so long now. So it's natural for you. You don't question it. But the people who don't even want to come to listen and so forth, okay, the reason they're here is because they did make an offering a long, long time ago. Okay? So Buddha takes care of the full spectrum of people. Okay? Does not discriminate at all. So the point here is that I want you to know that even though Emperor Liang is kind of a weird thing, and this is an excuse for people to come and make an offering or bow to the Buddha or whatever, because it's a fun thing, because it's a good chanting and so forth. But actually you're helping plant those seeds, plant the connections, create conditions with the Buddha. Okay? All right. We're talking about the 5 eyes. We discussed the previous 4 eyes already, and now the 5th eye, the Buddha eye. This is for Buddhas only. It's just a reminder. You have the flesh eye, you have the heavenly eye, and you have, those are the kind of eyes that everyone can develop naturally. Okay? And then you have the wisdom eye, which only Arhats or Pratyeka Buddhas are able to open. And then you have the Dharma eye, which only Bodhisattvas can open. So far, so good. So it's not for everyone, because they open because of there's a need for them to use them. So far, so good. And finally, there is a Buddha eye that the Buddha uses, okay? Because clearly he has a lot more work to do. And it's free from ignorance in the Dharma realm. So therefore, it's called pure. It has no ignorance left. Buddhas, what differentiates Buddha from the rest of us, including Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, is that there's no more ignorance. Even the highest level of Mahasattvas still have a tiny bit of ignorance, which is very, very difficult to undo. Okay? At that bit of ignorance right there, the infinitesimal ignorance right there, takes forever to get rid of. Okay? So that's why when you free ignorance, then it's called pure. This is the ultimate purity. It sees vertically the middle way in the Dharma realm, meaning that he's able, with the Buddha eye here, see the middle way in everything. And he can see the entire Dharma realm, not just the Saha world. He sees all the worlds. In all the worlds, he sees the middle way in every single thing he looks at. Okay? So that's why it's called ultimate wisdom. And can see ultimate nature within, and therefore is extensive. Okay, so you see the middle way in the Dharma realms mean exhaustively, okay, and extensively. That means that there's no limits to it. It sees horizontally the middle way, illuminating all at once in 10 realms and 10 Dharma realms. Therefore, it's called broad. Okay, the 3 adjectives: broad, extensive, and pure. That's what refers to the 5 eyes. Okay, it's about purity, it's about extensive, and it's about broad. Okay? It is not stained by ignorance, stained by birth and death in Dharma realm, so therefore it's like a blue lotus. So he uses 4 analogies, 4 descriptions. It's pure, it is extensive, it is broad, okay? And therefore, it's like a blue lotus. 417. When you talk about sutras are vehicles, means for the Buddha to convey a certain level of teaching to the audience. And this teaching here originally in Vaipulya, it belongs to Vaipulya period. Meaning what? When the Buddha started teaching, as a reminder, he started teaching the Agama teaching, meaning Agama is Sanskrit for ubi, no comparison, incomparable. It's meaning that's incomparable. You take any other worldly knowledge, worldly teachings, okay? They cannot compare with this Agama teaching. Why is that? Because this Agama teaching enables you to rise above all worldly wisdom and knowledge. So therefore, it's incomparable. And Buddha do not need to sell themselves. They don't need to advertise at all. So when he says so, this is Agama teaching, meaning it's truly incomparable. You can believe it, you follow it, you learn it, you practice it. You yourself will become what? Incomparable. What else? It's like you have a label. You graduate from this university, this college, this school, this prep school, okay? There's a label. Label matters, all right? So there's a level of competence. So that's why it's very, very attractive for people who still use the intellect. When especially people who are smart, who are very bright, when they hear about this Agama teaching, it's designed to draw them in, to attract them, because it's still next level of logic, next level of smarts, if you will, okay, and therefore it's incomparable. Okay, so this is why the privileged ones, they would be able to graduate from worldly learning to Agama learning. And it gets better. The minds are become better. And the next period is Vaipulya. Vaipulya says, yes, it's incomparable, it's better, but it could be better, is a message. I haven't told you everything yet, Buddha says. So Vaipulya is called connective teaching because it says it's from small vehicle, okay, going to the big vehicle. There's a transition period, there's connective period. It's called Vaipulya. It's more than Hinayana, or Agama is basically Hinayana teaching, but it's not quite Mahayana either. So it's preparation, okay? It's transition. So that's a Vaipulya period. So this sutra here belongs to that period. It was explained during the period between Agama and Prajna. Prajna is Bodhisattva vehicle, Agama is sound hearer vehicle, and Vaipulya is in between. It's called connective. It's preparing the Agama people, the sound hearers, to graduate towards prajna, or becoming bodhisattvas. Okay? And but even though it belongs to that period, it's the Tiantai explanation transcends that. It is not limited to only Vaipulya people. Vaipulya potential. Yes, 9.
Thank you, Master. Is the Vaipulya period and the Agama period, is that referring to time, like different centuries, or is that a period in the sutras? Could you tell me more what that means?
Yes, it refers to time, because first there's a chronological order. When the Buddha first started teaching, it's called Agama period, which is about 22 years. Took a while. Okay? And then Prajna is about, I don't remember. It's been a while. Agama is how long? Agama, someone look it up, please. The length of these 4 periods: Agama, Vaipulya, Prajna, and Dharma flower. Prajna is about 22 years. Vaipulya is about 8 years. And Agama is about 12. I don't remember. Okay? The point here is that he first started by building the foundation. So there's a chronological order, first of all. Okay? So it takes time, very much like we need to teach elementary school, to junior, to I don't know. Huh? Yeah, or you go to college level. I'm talking about high school. not even high school, junior high to senior high to college to master's to PhD, postdoctorate, and so forth. So it has a chronological order where it takes time for us to learn. Is there a time period?
So there are 5 periods. First is Avatamsaka, the first 21 days after Buddha's enlightenment. And then the second is Agama period, the next 12 years.
Okay.
And Vaipulya period lasting 8 years. And then
Prajna is 22.
It's 22 years, yes. And then the last one, Lotus and Nirvana period, is the final 8 years.
Final 8 years. Okay, thank you. So Agama is 12 years. It took that long for him to teach. So the foundation for Buddhism took about 12 years. So it's chronological order. First of all, it's 21 days for the bodhisattvas alone. It's not during that time. Only bodhisattvas can listen to it. Humans could not, and so forth. Only bodhisattvas. So you need to have spiritual penetrations to be able to attend. Okay, but then for Agama, it's 12 years, meaning that anyone can attend. Okay, they can graduate. So it took him 12 years to complete the teaching. Okay, so it's chronological order, first of all. And also, it's not simply measured by time, but also measured by potential, see, types of roots and conditions. Okay, meaning that now that we're beyond that, he finished teaching. So the message to us is that depending on the potential of the audience, you need to teach them differently. Okay? So if you go to colleges and so forth, basically you're better off talking about Agama because they are intellectuals, and therefore they connect better with Agama. If you teach them Vaipulya or Prajna or perfect teaching, they struggle. So it's much more effective. So you see, so the second aspect of this is about who's the audience. The teaching needs to be suitable to the listener. So that's why it's 2. All right? The time and the potential of the listeners. Okay? So that's why here the Tiantai is for us, because of you have different levels from intellectuals all the way to Mahasattva levels. That's why we teach you the Tiantai school addresses the entire range. Although Tiantai tends to go all the way to the Mahasattva level. Okay? And this is part of the praise that Baoji, the elder son, he said. He says, the mind is pure for he has transcended all Chan samadhis. So here he's praising the Buddha mind. The mind is pure, says Buddha wisdom is exhaustively to the source, free from delusion in the entire Dharma realm, therefore it's called pure mind. So when we talk about purity in Buddhism, you see that there's a range. For Buddhas, purity meaning no more confusion throughout the entire Dharma realm, the entire universe. He is confused by nothing. Okay? As compared to us, ordinary people are confused, their minds are impure because they're confused by daily things in our desire realm. Okay? When you go to the form realm, you are less confused by certain things. You're less confused by food, you're not as greedy for sleep, for sex, and so forth. So as you improve, your level of purity increases. If your concentration increases, your level of purity increases. Is that clear? What does it mean? What does it mean? Level of purity increases, meaning bottom line is your mind become less and less noisy. You think less and less. Okay? That's natural evolution for you. So it's a matter of time. You practice properly, eventually the way you gauge yourself is not about how you feel peaceful, how you feel good, and so forth. It's actually how you become less afflicted. Okay? Yes, 3.
From YouTube, someone named Monk Life Meditation. Dear Master, what is a realistic time frame for development of the 4 Arhat stages and Bodhisattva stages development? Also, is there any development in terms of Chan, or is Chan free from stages entirely?
It depends. If from our perspective, depends on the nature of your practice. For example, if you get a college degree, then you all can get a bachelor's degree or master's degree, but each institution is different. Okay, yes, a bachelor's degree takes 4 years, but a bachelor's degree from a highly rated institution certainly is much better than a lower rated institution. Okay, so it's not, it could be, that's the first aspect. Second aspect is also, it's not fixed, because on average it might take 4 years, but however, for some individuals, it might take, for me personally, it took me 5 quarters to graduate from a bachelor's degree, only because I was poor. I could not afford to go to school, so I had to learn very fast. Okay, and so each person is different. Okay, but the degree is the same. Okay, and so it depends on where you learn, how hard you work, and a lot of factors. But in general, if you go to Hinayana school, let's say a Thai temple, where you learn to follow the Hinayana teaching, because that's what they know, the technology, basically from our perspective, agama training. From that perspective, a good Thai program, you need about 10 years for a better one. But it's not uncommon for them to take more than 10. It might take 13 to 15 years. Okay? Because for them, the approach is very, very gradual. They have to go step by step, build a foundation, okay, and get you up there. However, in Mahayana, we have the same technology, similar technology. If we apply the same Hinayana-based technology, it might take us a lot shorter. Could be several years, could be 5 years. Let's see. In our cases, in some of my disciples, let's see, some of them got to 4th stage Arhat in about months instead of years, and then got to Bodhisattva level in years instead of decades. So it varies from individual to individuals. There's nothing fixed in Mahayana. Okay? So whereas Hinayana, it's one mode you have to go through. The process there is gradual, so you have to go through all these phases, whereas in Mahayana, we have leaps. We don't need to go through phases. So for example, only in Mahayana can you leap. Whereas in Hinayana, in Tibetan, in all those places, there's no such a thing as a leap. It's not possible for them. They don't know. Okay? Even in Mahayana, we all have leaps. That's what we call gradual versus sudden. Okay? So gradual is what Chan the foundation of Chan is gradual. However, the difference between Chan, Mahayana Chan, and Hinayana meditation is that gradual there may look like the same to you. That's why initially you see the same gradual, you build a foundation, crossing your legs and so forth, and purity and so forth, and precept and so forth. It's the same foundation for Mahayana and Hinayana. However, in Mahayana, after we build the foundation, now we have a choice to go by leaps instead of going continue gradual. Hinayana, they only have gradual. Okay? So for example, Hinayana, that's why it takes Hinayana, a very good Hinayana program. You go to Thailand, I highly recommend it. It takes about 10 years if you find a real good teacher. Okay? It takes about 10 years for you to reach 4th stage Arhat. Okay? And that's very, very good. Okay? And that's the established system. They support you, they will take care of you, okay? The good programs, you don't have to worry about money, you don't have to worry about anything. And they have such temples in Thailand. In Thailand, to me, it's a epitome of Hinayana training. And so that same characteristics for that training, they're not, you don't have to worry about yourself. You don't have to worry about clothing or about food and medicine and so forth, okay? And that's fundamental in helping you develop your wisdom. And so after that initial foundation of building the initial foundation, this is where Hinayana and Mahayana diverge. Okay, Hinayana can only have one path, incremental, gradual. Mahayana can do gradual, Sutton can leap, do gradual, and leap, and so forth. That's the difference. Okay? And for the Sutton teaching, there aren't many places that can do Sutton teaching anymore. That's why it's called Dharma ending era. Not many teachers can do Sutton teachings anymore. Okay? Case in point, my teacher, he can do Sutton teaching, but his students cannot handle Sutton teaching. And that's why he can only teach primarily gradual. Very little Sutton teaching. Yes, 3.
From Jane Clamor. Master Ziyi of Tiantai School divided the Buddha's lifetime teachings into 5 periods: Avatamsaka, Hoyan, Agama, Vapuya, Fendeng, Prajna, and Lotus Nirvana.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think is another part of the question. I'm not sure I addressed the question from the questioner. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I elaborated a little bit more, but so basically the short answer is it depends, okay? You have to be careful about Hinayana versus Mahayana. Okay, Hinayana is what you find nowadays. For example, go to Europe, primarily Hinayana. Okay, Mahayana, they don't go to Europe for some reason. I can't think of anything that's Mahayana in Europe. That you can find the training, Mahayana training in Europe. Again, in Asia, Hinayana is very strong in Thailand. For Mahayana, you can go to Korea, where they have Mahayana there, but it's very small pocket, unfortunately. They're very selective because it's a small country, limited resources. Therefore, they choose their people. The next group of people, they choose, they select them, put them through the rigors, and then those are the chosen ones, because of limited resources. And And whereas in the U.S., we won't be as discriminatory. We think much longer term. We're not worried about temples. We're worried about, because the country, the resources here are much broader. So we will have a much bigger programs. Okay, so right now, that's something he didn't ask, but let me seize his opportunity to tell you right now. The only place you can really learn Mahayana is basically the U.S. Not China, not Korea, but the technology is in the U.S. because Master YongHua brought it from China to the U.S. already. Okay, so it's been transferred. That knowledge has been transferred from China to America already. And you probably won't believe me, but in about 100 years, it will be clear. Just very much like when Mahayana was transferred from India to China, it took about 400 years, 600 years before it became established. We're in the first 100 years of Mahayana in the U.S. So give yourself time, okay? So it's very exciting opportunities for us to be able to learn from this. To me, this is probably the biggest treasure in mankind is Mahayana. Okay, and so we hope to be able to share it with more and more people. Okay. So mind is pure. He has transcended all Chan samadhis. Samadhis here should have an S. Samadhis, samadhi is a Sanskrit term that means meditative absorptions, meaning that you become drawn in to your own mind. You are disconnected from the outside world. Okay? Right now, you cannot disconnect yourself from the outside world because of your five sense organs. The ears are hearing noises and you're distracted by noises. The nose smells and distracted by fragrances and so forth. Whereas when you practice Chan, you enter this samadhi, okay? Your mind ceases to think. That's what you're developing skills for. You're being trained to shut your mind down. No more thinking. When thought arises, you said no, you cut it off. Whereas ordinary people cannot cut off their thoughts. Okay? So this is historically what the Buddha's disciples are trained to do, to cut off all thoughts. So there's a methodology has been proven to work for 3,000 years in our world already, has countless number of people who've been able to do that, okay, at all sorts of different levels. Okay, the higher you are, the fewer thoughts that you struggle with. Low level, you struggle with many, many types of thoughts. As you get higher, you are less affected by different types of thoughts. Yes, 3.
Master, this was from the previous question. He also asked, is there any development in terms of Chan, or is Chan free from stages entirely?
I answered that indirectly. You don't talk stages. Stages are sounds that the use of the words tells me he's from Hinayana literature or Tibetan literature. In Chan, we don't use stages. Okay? We're very precise. We talk about samadhis, meaning your level concentration, Okay? It's not stages. It's level. It's very precise. We take a look at you and say, you are at this level of concentration. Okay? This is your limitation. For me to talk to you about next level, you will not be able to comprehend. So I need to prepare you. Okay? And doesn't mean I don't talk about it. I still talk about it, but I don't expect you to get it. For you to get it, I need to bring you to this level, next level, until you reach this level. So we are very precise. It's not stages. Stages, again, is not Mahayana training. Be careful. And I don't blame this person here because I'm sure he read a lot more Hinayana materials that's available in English, in Vietnamese, in so forth, okay? In Mahayana, as far as I'm concerned, there's no stages, okay? It's about your samadhi level because it's clearly delineated. First dhyana, second dhyana, third dhyana, and so forth. That's the level, not stages. Yes, JF.
네, 안녕하세요, 마스터. 앉아서 자는 것에 대해서 질문 드립니다. 저는 누워서 자고 일어나면 몸이 굉장히 아픈데 등이랑 어깨 쪽이 특히 아프고 손이 계속 저리고 붓습니다. 특히 새벽 예불 할 때 영향이 좀 있는데 핸드벨을 치거나 하면은 계속 핸드벨을 떨어뜨리는 그런 일이 있습니다. 그래서 어느 날은 결과부자로 앉아서 자기 시작을 했는데 그때는 이제 몸이 좀 덜 아픈 거를 확인했습니다. 그래서 최대한 앉아서 자려고 했었는데 결과부자로 앉아 있으면 계속 이제 정신이 더 또렷해져서 잠에 들기 어렵습니다. 그래서 최대한 결과부자로 앉다가 이제 잠들려고 하는데 너무 잠을 못 자니까 이제 마스터지에게도 조언을 구했는데 마스터지가 최대한 좋은 방법으로 에너지를 써보라고 말씀을 해주셔서 예불도 하고 청소도 하고 몸을 많이 쓰라고 해주셨습니다. 그래서 그렇게 하려고 노력을 하고 있었습니다. 그래도 요즘에 계속 움직여도 잠을 앉아서 자려고 하면 잘 못 자고 있습니다. 특이한 점은 오전이나 오후 시간에 앉아 있으면 잠에 들기 쉽고 그리고 마스터 법문 시간에 결과부자로 있으면 굉장히 많이 조는 편입니다. 누워서 자면 몸이 아프고 앉아서 자려고 하면 잠이 들기 어려운 이 상황을 어떻게 해야 될지 질문드립니다.
Master, I have a question about sleeping. When I lie down and sleep, my body is very sick, especially on the back and my shoulder. It's very painful and my hands are swollen. This pain also affects me when I'm doing the morning ceremony. My hand feels numb, so I keep dropping the handbell. One day I tried sleeping and then I realized that those problems got resolved a lot. So I try to sleep whenever I can or as much as I can. But the problem is when I'm sitting, my mind gets clearer, so I cannot actually sleep. So before the morning ceremony, maybe like 1 or 2 hours before, I get worried that I might not be able to sleep. So I lie down and then I can go to sleep. So I asked for an advice to Master Z, and then he advised me to use the energy in a good way, something like doing ceremony or cleaning. So I try to move a lot, and I try not to get rest before sleeping, and then all those things that Master Z advised me. But I've been trying that for a while, but still when I sleep, I cannot sleep. The unique thing is in the morning time or afternoon time when I'm sitting, it's easy to sleep, but it's only in the night time. And also when I'm hearing Master's Dharma talk, I sleep a lot when I'm in full lotus. So when I lie down and sleep, my body is so painful. When I sleep, I cannot sleep. So how do I resolve this problem? Thank you, Master.
I understand the problem. When I listen to my own recording, I fall asleep too. Automatically. So don't feel bad. I'm bored of myself as well. So I can't blame you for being bored when you listen to me. Okay? First of all, don't drive. Okay? Because the last thing we want you to do is fall asleep when you're driving. And you plow into someone, you kill someone, it would be terrible. Okay? When you're doing sit-sleeping, it's very good for you. In particular for you, it's very good. I would highly recommend you do sit-sleeping instead of lying down. If you don't get to fall asleep at night, who cares? You're young, you have plenty of time to catch up on your sleep later. Unlike me, I'm older. I cannot afford to catch up. I don't have much time left, right, Iche? Okay, so don't worry about it. This is what it's typical of people who learn to sit-sleep. They worry that they don't get enough sleep. Don't worry. You're sleeping a different way. As I talked about this morning, when we talked about this Dharma talk for the chant class this morning, I advise you to listen to it again, because I think you were sleeping this morning. Okay? So sleeping is a natural thing. Your body shuts down naturally because it needs to. So if you find yourself not sleeping at night at all, it's because you don't need to sleep yet. Nothing to worry about. Okay? And so it means that you eventually get used to it and you'll be able to sleep eventually, even when you cross your legs. Until then, you have cat naps where you pass out for 30 seconds, 2-3 minutes, 5-10 minutes. That's natural during the day. So that means anyone there besides you who's at JF right now? Anyone? Are you by yourself? Okay, those of you who will get to go to JF, because right now we don't have space for you to go to JF. Eventually, we're going to get more space. We'll assign more of you to go to JF. And when you go there and you see this one here sleeping, feel free to come over and kick her. Okay, it's okay, and don't worry about it. You're doing her a favor. So when that happens, she is not likely to sleep as much during the day. That she can sleep at night naturally. Okay, I would not worry about it. Again, you're young, you have plenty of time to catch up. So hang in there. Don't lie down. That's a mistake to lie down. It's that fear is unfounded. You really don't have to go to work. You don't have to drive. If you fall asleep during the day, right now, no one's going to beat you up. In the future, there will be some people who beat you up. and then you wake up, and then you do your things. When no one's watching, you fall asleep again. That's life, okay? No one's going to stop you. No one can stop you from falling asleep. We know that already. So don't worry about it, okay? And on the other hand, look at the bright side. When you're not lying down, you sit sleep, then your body is better. That means that there's a proof right there that when you lie down to sleep, your body is not repairing itself as well as if you were not to sleep or if you were to sit sleep. It's right there already. Look at her. She looks so sleepy already. I know it's struggle to listen to me. I know, for this woman. Okay? So don't worry about it. It's a good thing that's happening. You're healing yourself. All right. Transcended all Chan samadhis. Here, as it goes on and on, don't worry. It says the great nirvana is called deep meditative absorption cave, meaning that this nirvana here is what you're able to let your mind enter, and you enter that deep meditative absorption cave, meaning you enter this Chan samadhi, which is you like in a cave. Okay? You shielded from everything, all the noise, all the commotion. Look at that. Whereas right now, we are constantly harassed by all the noises. And you don't have to go anywhere. You can simply cross your legs, okay? Or even if you're more advanced, don't even cross your legs. You immediately enter this state, right there. Isn't that cool? Okay? You're in control. No one can harass you. Hmm. 419. And see, here's Tian Tai school, and what he's talking about is correct. He says Chan, samadhi, is about cause, and mind, Buddha's mind, is effect. Effect beyond cause, therefore, it's term transcended. Okay? Meaning that you learn right now. You have zero samadhi, that's why you learn to develop samadhis. Okay? Baby steps. You just learn the basics first. Eventually, you get better and better and better and better to the point where this is the ultimate Chan, where you transcend all samadhis. Okay? And we'll explain later. I will explain it a lot simpler, but this is Tian Tai. Tian Tai, they like to talk until they're blue in the face. Okay? And it's profound. No two ways about it. Okay? So it's kind of intimidating when you ask me that this is why the Tian Tai school is not as popular anymore, because most people are scared of it. They can't measure up, and most people don't understand. Okay? So how do we know that meditation is known as a cause for when you practice Chan is a cause, and eventually it will become the Buddha's mind. You develop this Buddha mind, which is the end result. Okay, but this Buddha's mind here is beyond Chan, and therefore it's called transcended. Okay, meaning you practice Chan, you practice to concentrate right now. Okay, you get better and better. Eventually, you get to the ultimate level of concentration, which transcends all samadhis. So far, so good. So Chan, we're teaching you right now, is a cause for you to go to that level. Okay? Without this, you won't get to that level, in other words. So far, so good. So now, the intellectuals are asking, so why is it a cause? Now the Tian Tai explains to you. So meditation, according to great Shastra, and this is the Bodhisattva's teaching, is that meditation is contemplation and thought cultivation. Okay? So meditation is a technology, very much like AI, very much like any other technology, where the difference is that you are transforming your mind. You're cultivating your thoughts, your thinking. You are manipulating your thoughts. You learn how to control your thoughts. So far, so good. Why is it important? Because your mind is constantly thinking right now. Okay? And if you somehow develop the skills to be able to control that incessant thinking, okay, then you'll be amazed on how much better off you're going to be. Okay? So that's why these people in the know, they said meditation and contemplation, thought cultivation. Ultimately, you get to the point the Buddha's mind is a perfect bright mirror of wisdom. How could it initiate contemplation and thought? Ultimately, it's without learning. How could it be said to be cultivated? Okay, it's a lot of technical stuff, jargon, Buddhist jargon, but they're not wrong. They're wrong because they're using their intellectual thinking to understand. Okay, so they latch on to these terminologies instead of being there, going through the chaining process. They only want to hear the words. This is what happens to a lot of people, okay, especially people who love the Buddhist teaching. Buddhist teaching is very, very fascinating. And so that's why the more they learn, the more they get caught in these terminologies. It says Buddha's mind, a perfect bright mirror of wisdom. If that mirror of wisdom has no thoughts, how it could possibly initiate contemplation and thought? Okay, and so they have an answer, and they continue. It says Chan. When you practice Chan, it's about abandoning evil. Okay? Hint, hint. In order for you to improve, you have to be less and less evil. It's a personal choice, in other words. You choose to be evil, you will not make progress in Chan. But if you choose to be less evil, then you will improve. Let me paraphrase it for you. When you choose to be less evil, okay? What does it depend on? Whose fault is it that you're not less evil? You're not less evil because it's your fault. No one else's. Stop blaming others, you sickos. Many of you are laughing. Got you. You're so smart. You keep on blaming others. I'm unhappy. I'm so sad because you yelled at me. I'm just yelling at you. It's just I'm being me. I'm just being evil. You don't have to be evil. Okay? So this is interesting. I really don't care for jargon here. They talk too much. These Tin-Tai people, you ask me, talk too much. And this is a weakness of theirs. The more they talk, the more they only make sense to themselves. No one gets it. Okay, I get what they're talking about. They're useless to us. Okay, but it's very important. These are confirmation, affirmation that we're in the right tracks, if you will. If you're able to understand what they're talking about, that tells you your Chan is not bad. Okay, you're on the right track. Because ultimately, you practice Chan, you get to this level where they talk nonsense to us on the surface. Actually, it makes a lot of sense. Okay? But it's useless to you. Okay? So that's why I translate for you. Chan is abandoning evil. Isn't that beautiful? Don't tell me about, if you don't meditate at all you do is go to the kitchen and help out. And you have this woman in the kitchen yelling at you for no reason at all. And you say, I'm here to help. Why you keep on yelling at me? I'm trying to help. But why you keep on yelling and yelling and yelling? It's like your wife yells at you. Okay? Stop blaming her. Okay? You abandon the affliction inside of you when someone yells at you. Someone is mean to you. Someone is unfair to you. That's Chan. Who says you have to cross your legs? Huh? You cross your legs because you're not that smart. That's why I have to teach you to cross your legs first. Okay? Well, once you cross your legs, you understand eventually, I don't need to cross my legs. I can walk around, watch TikTok, record TikTok, and I'm just as happy as someone who crosses her legs. So far, so good? Because I abandon evil. What does it mean, abandon evil, Hà Chung? He's the guy who goes, what does it mean to abandon evil?
I don't have any wisdom in this regard, Master, so.
How long you been here? How long you been coming here? I have a lot of newcomers here. Let's say, let's adjust their expectations.
Over 2.5.
2.5 years, they still have no idea. Blame on Tian Tai. Yes, 9. You see what I mean? We talk about Tian, you follow Tian Tai school of thoughts, chain of thought, this is where you're going to go. I don't know. Yes, 9.
Thank you, Master. Abandoning evil means you're driving home to Los Angeles from Las Vegas, and once you pass Prim, you go about a mile or two, and then you pull over on the side of the road, and you say, evil, get out. And then you let it out, and then you drive home.
The evil gambling ghost.
Good example.
Yes, DTT.
작년에
Speaking from experience, you notice that. What is he abandoning evil to you?
마스터께서 작년 여름 선칠 때 악을 희생해서 진전한다는 표현을 하셨었어요. 산에서 어떤 사람이 질문했을 때, 네.
That much?
Master, last year summer chanchi, you mentioned that someone in Go Forest asked a question, and you mentioned that you sacrifice evil to make a progress.
예를 들어서 불공정하게 대했을 때, 모욕했을 때, 뭐 끌어내리려고 이렇게 하향 평준화 시켜서 끌어내리려고 했을 때 싸우려고 하는 마음을 스톱하고 하던 일을 계속하는 걸 저는 제 안에 있는 악을 희생했다 생각합니다.
For example, when you get unfairly treated, or someone do wrong to you, you fight with your urge to fight with these people, and then you just let it go. That's what I call it, sacrificing the evil.
Did I say so much nonsense last year? Why are you still this way? You keep on blaming others.
제 안에 악이 아직 많습니다.
I have many evil inside me.
How true. Okay, thank you for your input. Yes, Evan.
Master, it seems to me that it's part of our experience, the good and the evil. So how can we abandon it unless it's somehow possible to abandon ourselves?
No, evil is your best friend. How can you abandon your best friend? I agree with you. 6.
Abandoning evil is dropping your evil thoughts.
Dropping evil thoughts. Anyone else? Yes, 2.
Master, what's evil? Evil is
Parents are evil.
any affliction and any false thoughts are evil.
No, parents are evil. Parents are a source of all evil in the world. Okay? Just deal with that for now and then you see. Yes, JC.
네, 제가 생각하는 악은 마스터의 법문이나 지침과 내 생각이 다를 때 내 생각과 행동을 버리려고 하는 게 악을 버리는 게 아닐까 합니다.
Excellent. Students are evil.
Master, I think sacrificing evil means when I listen to your Dharma talk and when my thinking doesn't accord with your talk, I let go of that thought. That's sacrificing the evil.
Boy, I should try that myself. It sounds good, but does it really work? Do you really abandon it?
버리려고 노력하는 정도가 아닐까 합니다.
I try to abandon.
Let me tell you, if you're able to abandon it, okay, you know what really happens? Watch yourself on the screen. You're able to abandon the evil thought. Ching! You see this halo that appears on top of your head? That's how you can tell. You open your heavenly eye, you can see it right away. Ching! like the Vegas kind of thing. No, seriously, when you abandon evil, you know what happens to you? You get a rash. I'm trying to gross the Korean visitors out so that I said, this is such advanced American Dharma. Okay? Yeah. When you abandon evil, you are getting rid of the poisons inside of your body. That's why the rash comes out to your skin. It's red, it's itchy. That's how your evil is like. It's itchy. And you have to scratch yourself until you bleed. Oh, too much. Anyone notice that? Happened to all of you, guaranteed. It happened. You will go through it yourself. When you abandon, I repeat, next time you have a rash and so forth, don't blame Chan. Okay? Stop blaming me. You just say, oh, I just abandoned some evil. This is fantastic. Let's go celebrate, have a drink. Isn't that cool? You guys are the most boring people. You practice, I meditate, I'm pure. No, when you have evil, your body itches. When you get rid of evil, your body itches like heck. Okay, very important point. Remember that, okay? You see how casual it is. At 10th high school, he said, Chan actually is abandoning evil. Isn't it beautiful? This is so insightful. This is exactly what happens to you when you don't realize it. So that's why 10th high school is very profound. It sounds so casual, but it's very profound. It actually happens to us when we practice Chan. Okay? When you keep on abandoning evil, then you become a Buddha. There's a reason for it to happen. Okay? And it's total pure wisdom. So therefore, what evil is there to abandon? Therefore, Mahayana Sutra says, when we have something to sever, it's called surpassable night, meaning bodhisattva. Bodhisattva have a lot of issues. In other words, you see, I interpret it for you. I know the Chinese, the Asian, the Koreans, and so forth want you to believe that bodhisattva is special. No, they have a lot of problems. That's why they call surpassable night. Got that? And they're very happy to admit it. It's the people below who make a big deal, say, oh, bodhisattva are pure, they're special, they're perfect. Hell no. They have a lot of evil, they're still abandoning. Shh. Okay, please don't quote me. I have a big mouth. Because I want Guanyin Bodhisattva to be in good terms with her, You never know. One day you might need her. One who has nothing to sever is called unsurpassed night, which is a Buddha. Hence, contemplation and like are all causes. Okay? Go forth.
Hello, Master.
Hello.
Can evil people also have samadhi? Because I thought that like the demon also needs samadhi to fight with the bodhisattva too.
Which side are you? Demon or bodhisattva? Why do you worry about evil? In other words, why do you worry about demons? It's their problems. Well, we're not going to tip them off on how to do it. Are you on their side?
I'm asking the question is because
It is helping them.
it's more
If I answer you, it's going to help the demons. You want me to answer?
then never mind.
Thank you. See, I just taught you a new technique. Don't answer, threaten them. Instead of calling them stupid question, you say, you're so evil. If you want me to answer this, you're really evil. Yes, DTT. Speaking of evil,
Yes. 마스터께서 예전에 부처님께서는 마도 가르치신다고 했는데 제가 3년 전인가 그 법문을 듣고 어떤 의문이 생겼었냐면 부처님께서 마를 가르치시게 된다면 그 마가 지혜나 산매를 얻어서 부처님의 정법을 수행하는 제자들을 공격할 텐데 왜 그런 사이클을 만드실까라는 의문이 들었었어요. 네.
Okay, she's leaving, so I allow her one more question today, and that's it.
Master, you mentioned before in Dharma talk 3 years ago, you talked about Buddha teaching the demons. And I had a question that if Buddha teaches the demons, they will have more wisdom and samadhi, and they will start to attack the cultivators and Buddha's disciple who try to practice the proper Dharma. And why would Buddha make this cycle?
Because Buddhas like it to make it hard for you. If you're a nice person, Buddha will be nice to you. If you're not a nice person, Buddha will yell at you and tell you, go back to Korea. Okay? Okay. This is time is up, so no more questions. Let me close out today's session by reminding you. This will answer all the questions I refuse to answer. Chant is abandoning evil. Does that mean bodhisattvas are evil or not? Yes, 6.
Yes, I think they're evil. Only Buddha. Here it says the Buddha.
Such a low opinion of bodhisattvas. Now I feel bad. Now the rest of you, when they see, when I say, oh, that's a bodhisattva. I say, evil. I only offer to Buddhas. I don't offer to evil people. This is very important, folks. Stop looking at bodhisattvas. This is very important for me to remind you of this. If I have a big mouth, it's my fault, okay? But it's your fault you listen to it wrong, okay? I speak, I talk, that's what I do. That's what I do for a living, okay? But you don't need to take it literally. Got it? Here's the point. If someone is evil, and the Lord knows there's one there in the East Coast, so evil, so corrupt. Never mind, I'm calm. Don't worry, next weekend I will sing a different phrase. I'm two-faced, okay? Stop blaming others for being evil. It's none of your business. Okay? We all make mistakes, including bodhisattvas. You hear me? This is very important for you to pay attention to this. Do not put bodhisattvas or other people on a pedestal. They all make mistakes. Until you're a Buddha, you're going to have an evil side of you need to work on. Is that clear? So stop thinking, you are bodhisattva, you are so-and-so, how can you be evil? How can you be so corrupt? Forget it. Okay? It's none of your business. But you definitely need to blame yourself for electing me. I mean, you need to blame yourself for keeping going back to the well when you know very well yourself that this well is poison. Okay? Bodhisattvas are not perfect, but they are mostly doing good. I'm not making excuses for them. They have flaws, they have issues you need to work on, okay? But they're not there to mess up your lives. Therefore, you can trust them. Yes, don't expect them to be perfect. They will screw up. They will mess up. No two ways about it. Okay? And you deserve it. I mean, that's between parentheses. If you are the victim of that, it's because you owe the bodhisattva. Let's face it. You mess the bodhisattva up. That's why now you are being messed up again. So cause and effect. Okay? The point here is that don't worry about the bodhisattva's evil, you worry about yourself. anyone else's evil is not something you should blame on, okay? You need to blame yourself for your own evil. That's the main thing, okay? But it's very stupid. You keep on going back time and time again to someone who is evil, who only thinks of himself. Okay, or herself. Okay, so let me remind you, Bodhisattvas are 90% good, 5% evil. I think you are 5% good. And the rest, je ne sais quoi. I don't know what the rest of yours is. Okay? All right. I hope you learned something today. Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity.